not looking at it.
Yeah, we'll just look at each other. Today, I'm here with a good friend who used to live in Beijing, but she's given up that lifestyle and brought her family to live here in Phuket. And so I want to ask her about the reasons for that and how it's all going. So can you tell us something about your reasons for leaving Beijing? What were the issues there?
We were in Beijing. It was a big city. It was very modern. By the time the kids were really young, they were very small. And they were not physically very strong, so they got sick very often. Then we decided to move to a warmer places such as like Phuket or somewhere in Thailand. We did the research that Phuket was really a good place because it has a very stable temperature throughout the year. So that's one of the major reasons for us to move down, just to see how it will fit with my family.
What I'm wondering is, wasn't it a bit difficult to take small children and bring them into a new environment because your little girl was only 3.5?
Yeah, she was really young. It's actually not a problem to us because we did our homework. We managed their expectation before our move. So we told them how beautiful Phuket was through pictures and videos, and we even showed them the water parks.
Good.
So they were really excited. They didn't get anxious about, uncertainty, because nobody mentioned to them about uncertainty, that they were not aware there's something like this, but they were really looking forward to the water parks down there in that, oasis.
Oh, and I guess that as long as you were upbeat and happy, excited about it, they felt the same way.
Yes, we were more let's go explore.
Good. So Dali was 3.5, and Daji, the boy, how old was he?
He was 6.5.
6.5. Okay, so it's quite a smooth transition for children.
Very much. When we first came, I think we booked hotel before we came, so it was really no issue. There was airport pickup services, and everything was very easy to get settled. Because in Phuket, you don't need to take that much of clothes with you. But think about back there in the north, there are boots and coats and jackets and this and that. So it was very easy to settle down here. Then there was looking for a long-term living place and get a new car, get transportations, and get a school. So that takes a little bit of time. So we stayed in the hotel for about a month, just to get through the transit period of time.
Transit period can take about a month, I guess, setting up a car and all those things.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So I do remember you told me once that your little 7-year-old boy came home crying, "Mummy, I can't do it," after school. What had happened?
It was really funny because we did the research to, prepare for the moving, but we didn't prepare him in language. So it's his first time studying in a whole English environment, just to learn and to learn at the same time. So after he got the period of excitement, he was just realized that he could only understand a quarter of the teacher said. So he got really disappointed and frustrated.
Oh, so when he came home crying that he couldn't handle the English, I guess that's when your support at home started. You wanted to help him more with his English.
Yeah, that's the time I realized that, I didn't do my homework well. So I started to guide him a bit. It's more like after school tutoring, just to help him to cover, to review what he learned in the daytime. But it was not that much for in-depth tutoring until there was a COVID close in the school.
Or I remember through COVID, Anne kept her children going with lots of work at home. And then that's when you said you began to realize that you were interested in teaching.
Oh yeah. I think my kids give me this motivation. I really thank them for this. I realized that I was not a good tutor at home because at the very beginning when I started tutor them, I could not help but yelling all the time. So it was like yelling and yelling day after day until sometimes they got fed up. And then I started to realize that I need to change.
Oh. So where we're at now, Anne is actually doing a postgraduate certificate in education.
Yeah.
So she's a mother, taking care of the home, tutoring her kids, and doing this postgraduate certificate in education as well. So you're aiming to get into international education.
Oh yeah, I find it's really interesting.
Thank you, Anne, for sharing these experiences with us. And I think this might encourage people to consider a move to another place, because sometimes you're living in a place and you know that, well, in this case it was environment, the environment isn't great, or some other aspect of life isn't great, but you actually made the move and decided it's time for the family to move. So you feel it's been beneficial?
Oh, so far it's really great. It's a great decision. And, just the weather per se, it's always beautiful, shiny, and there is a beautiful beach for you to visit every day. So.
And it's been 2 years already?
Yeah, it's been 2.5 years.
Good.
Even during the quarantine time, they were not too bored because they can always go to the seashores to play with sand. So lots of good stuff.
Thank you, Anne, for this. I think this will encourage people to think about making a move, even when it involves children and your work life and husband and all of those family things. But Anne's pulled it off really nicely. She's certainly living the life less ordinary.